Hello and welcome. Globochem up against Mob Squad. What an exciting match. Thank you everyone on Twitch for following VR Master League. We're very excited to bring you this match. Muffin here casting. Very good to have you here. I do of course have a co-caster today. I'm here with the Sickness. I'll say hello to him in a moment once we're in the map. But we're really excited. We're really looking forward to this match. It should be really good gameplay. Globochem, 8 wins, 0 losses. Mob Squad, 8 wins and 1 loss. If we go over to the leaderboard, you can see, if I bring that one up, I'll bring the right one up. You can see Globochem right up the top there, number 1. And at number 3, Mob Squad. Very, very tight MMR at the top there. 20 points difference MMR, which is really, really fascinating. Globochem at that number 1 spot. I don't know what will happen if Mob Squad come away with a win here, whether or not they'll get to first place. So that'll be very interesting to see as we go into the map. We can see it is Quarantine. And Sickness, are you here now?
Indeed I am, sir.
Awesome stuff, and it looks like the match is about to begin. It is, of course, Quarantine. We're going to start with the Junkyard objective in the middle of the map. I'll just bring down the team chat quickly.
Or, yeah, middle tank, that's what I meant. I can't tell if it's middle tank or that, I can't either. I can never tell.
So, Marsok being Mob Squad, I'll just fix that up.
Okay, I'll go have to definitely reevaluate how we approach that Dizzy. Okay.
Cool, I'll just get those names all in. So Globochem going for a fairly traditional defense here for the Junkyard objective. You could hear Marsok. It's a tough objective to know what it is early on because it lines up with that East Office objective. They've just figured it out now, so they've called it all out. I'll turn down Team Chat for everybody. So we're seeing Mr. Said in this opposite L to the objective. We're seeing R. Semper on the L of objective, this little corner here. We're seeing one person at the jet engine that's down, and Squigookin is right at this wall here. He might see Norseman any moment now. If Norseman pegs, Squiggy's going to pick him up. Let's just have a look what happens there. And while that is happening, if we look at the map, we can see it's Marsok is just trailing behind on this side. They could probably pick up the pace there, but we see one moving to rooftop. He's going to get a little bit oversight of the objective, and I think Squiggy probably would have heard Auto just then. Yeah, so Squigookin has heard Auto on the rooftop. Norseman's going to peek. Squiggy's heard him. Shots out. Very nice stuff from Squigookin. Unfortunately, he crouched. Not sure if he meant to do that or not, crouch, but it's resulted in him being found out by Squigookin. And Squigookin has just called out Auto, who is on rooftop as well. They could obviously hear each other talking, so now Auto's going to rotate out. And we can see back over on the south of the map near the gas station, absolutely no movement. They're all clumped up. They're really tight together and not really pushing anything. So it's really just Auto applying pressure. Sickness, what do you think about this? Do you think they're just holding off, trying to get some intel, or are they being a little bit too shy right now?
Well, I mean, for where this objective is located, I wouldn't anticipate, if I were Marsok, I wouldn't anticipate there to be a ton of pressure here on the south. And so I do find it a little bit curious that they're, I think what they're trying to do is get around this side without Volk being aware of it for some sort of last second push without having to take shots early on. It looks like they're going to try to coordinate an attack. Definitely for, I mean, you'd expect them to coordinate attack, high caliber team like this, but I mean, it looks like they're going to be going for an objective capture. They've been working on plays. I'll expect them to run those types of plays. Very coordinated. They've already have a man down, so slow play is definitely what we're going to see here moving forward. Yeah,
for sure. We see shots out by Logman. I'm not sure if that was at anyone or just a little bit of suppression. He's running an LMG. Thunder is in a very good spot, especially on Q2. That normally burning building, but I guess it's just center building right now. Is a good spot in the dark to get a little oversight, but he's not going to get much intel because these guys are hiding. That being said, if you look at the objective, R. Semper is currently clipping through the wall, so he could get shot without being aware of it. That is something you have to worry about when you are crouching. We can see over on the south, one's made it across, yes. I believe R. Semper was calling that out. Blue car cross was successful. Another one, Logman, is thinking about it, but he's going to forget about it probably. And Mix is running down this wall. Once he gets to this wall, he's invisible, so he's going to poke out, try and take out R. Semper. Successfully done.
Yeah, quarantine 2 in the nighttime is it's advantageous for Volk because of how dark it is. Looks like an exchange of fire there happens, and one of the Volk players goes down, as I was saying, and they're going to coordinate this push right here at the last second, knock another player down on the west side of the objective, and they're gonna. This is where the coordination is going to come into play.
Yep, we can see Auto is just double tapping that body, making sure he's dead, can't share any information. Logman and Auto coming through here. You're going to see Mr. Said come into play any second now. And there he goes, taking out one player. Nice work, Mr. Said. He was a little bit more proactive than some people are. Most people hide in that corner. Mr. Said taking the opportunity to catch that player off guard. Logman, will he fall for the same trap, or will Mr. Said fall? Very interesting stuff to see. And if we look at the map once more, we can see a flank is occurring over on the eastern side. He's going to circle back behind the objective and be able to put some pressure that way. He might even be able to cap. Mr. Said again, moving out from that opposite L, able to cap. Very impressive stuff from him. Mixologist now, the last man standing. Last man to do the attack. He is essentially free to cap. If he can get past SDB House, he can. Hopefully SDB House is calling it out. No, he's not. He was going for the kill, and luckily he went kill for kill. And Mr. Said, the last man standing for Volk, he's able to secure 1 point for Marsok. Interesting round. No, you guys.
I was just going to comment on how it was. That was very interesting. They coordinated the play, but the trade. It's exciting stuff, and to see them coordinate it all the way down to the end and have it fall apart right in front of them is got to be a little bit disheartening.
Yeah, it was. It appeared to be a slow start, but I think when Globochem starts, the joke is you won't hear a gunshot up for 3 minutes. They're always a team that likes to suss out the map, figure out their opponent before they start sort of pushing in on that objective, and that's exactly what we saw just then. Next objective is going to be by the fuselage here, right in the center of the map. I'll just place a camera down there, and if we head over to the east, we can see it is a crater spawn for the Marsok team. Let's just bring up their team chat right now.
One at a time. Let's get there all together. Where do we go? Okay.
I'm gonna go south.
I guess we're following you.
Which one is this, guys? This is a burning building?
This is the wall. I think this is the wall intersection.
Alright, guys, we're gonna have to have some people go north after this.
It looks like Marsok's all gonna come up in front of the hotel here. They got a crater spawn. If anybody gets spotted crossing the street, Volk's gonna know this is a crater spawn right off the bat. 4 guys stay at the hotel. 1 guy pushes up to the 2-story west objective. He's gonna be using the dark silhouette breaking bars on this building to see if he can spot anybody without being spotted, get some recon for his team. They're playing very cautiously at this time because, they're one up on Globochem right now.
Yeah, that's right. It's interesting to see them so clumped up as well. STB House on Q1, that is a dangerous spot. Rooftop is able to see you quite clearly, but again, Q2, you said it's silhouette breaking. He's in the dark, he's in the shadows. Interesting that a smoke has been deployed this early. Not sure what he was planning there. Maybe he was scared center burning building might have been able to have a line of sight on them, or maybe it was a misthrow of some kind. But they're all starting to spread out now. We can see as far as defense goes, we have Auto on rooftop. He'll sort of rotate around, no doubt. We have defending the objective Mixologist. He'll take this sort of L on the wall. He can look down at objective or cut off people trying to get in. Southwest, we have 1 player in the southwest office. Northwest, I apologise. but nobody is defending the south. So Marsoc, little do they know, they could approach the south and get quite far if they were able to cross. That being said, Logman has just called out 2 crossing south at the road on the south there. So Logman has called out 2 crosses. He's unable to get any kills, but he at least let his team know. So he'll be now looking off to the right here, and also ambulance to see if they're going to apply pressure that way, as 3 minutes 45 remain on the clock.
Yeah, Marsoc has 2 guys south of the street here. They used the smoke to do it, and a few shots were sent Squigukin's way. So he was able to get across the street, though, and so was his teammate. So now they have 2 guys south, and they're going to be looking to flank around the side. I mean, ideally on a map this big, you need to be able to put pressure from multiple angles. You need to be drawing the attention of the defenders. One down Marsoc at the rooftop. Yeah,
that's right. So we can see here at the rooftop, one of the players was over here by the truck. It looks like he was taken out by that northwestern office building. Again, those office buildings so deadly on Q2, you cannot see them at all. So sadly, we have lost 1 player, and that looks to be Arsenic, who has fallen. So rooftop would not have been able to see that person, so it is very good planning that northwestern building was there. It stops a flank to the west, and the west flank can be very dangerous and deadly on this objective.
Yeah, and if you zero in on the south looking north here, you're going to see shots coming out towards Mr. Said, and he gets down from the rooftop, but you can see that Volk has a really nice spread on the map right now. Nobody is going to get anywhere without being spotted.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We can see he's just called out 2 crossing at ambulance. We can see they actually did get a res there. So 2 are now at ambulance. Mixologist is moving off from his position. He's going to cross, which is a dangerous thing. He is unseen by that Marsoc player, but he's going to rotate around and try and cut off these people, add a little bit of support to Logman. But that does open up the objective to attack. And we can also see over at the north, we have a player who's moved off that northwestern office, which has allowed Semper to move around at tank. We can also see another player, Auto, is moving off rooftop. So now Semper is going to have an uncontested rooftop. He's going to be able to take out Auto, who's running around like a mad chicken right now. And he shots out. Auto is down, possibly. No, he's down but not dead. Semper may double tap this, not sure. Just reloading his gun. And Semper uses his pistol just to save a little bit of ammo there. STB House has come in on the objective. He is now capping. He's able to cap. Norseman is running in, but he is unsuccessful. No, STB House has put his tablet away to kill that. He obviously heard those footsteps. We now have a rooftop owned by Marsoc and a Marsoc player on objective captain. STB House should be able to pick up 2 points here for Mob Squad. Nobody is coming to defend this objective.
Yeah, this is incredible. I mean, they have 2 offensive players, and Thunder Pilot very smartly kills himself. I do not know if he was able to do it in time.
No, it doesn't look like he was, and 3 points to Mob Squad, 0 for Globochem. I think if we break that down really quickly, if we just bring up the map really quickly, we did have someone at this northwestern office here who was able to. I'll just bring that over for myself. He was able to take out 1 player at truck. If he had stayed there, he would have been able to take out another player at truck, but he rotated off. The person defending objective also rotated off, and that allowed 2 Marsoc players to move in on objective, take the rooftop, get to objective, and cause a lot of damage for that defending team. So normally we see very clever rotations from these teams, but those ones did a lot of damage, caused a lot of hassle for them, and it ended up losing them 2 points.
Yeah, and Thunder Pilot, I mean, he knew that he had players there along the south, and they were distracting his attention. And at the time that he realized that he was the last one alive, I think he took just a little too long to make the decision to kill himself, because the player that was on objective was having a struggle with, I mean, it was obvious he was having a struggle punching in the code, because the code should be less than 5 seconds punching it in for a good league player on an objective.
So Marsok has been able to call out, Globochem has called out STB House's position on the rooftop here, so they are aware of him. It's going to be an interesting push for this objective. Sickness, I don't know for you playing or even casting, but this objective can be a bit of a wild card for defense and attack. It's deceptively open. There's a lot of places to get shot from as well, aren't there?
That's absolutely right. I mean, the tough thing about defending this objective is that it is in a very precarious location in that you can approach it from one side and not be seen because the objective is sitting up on a mound. So that allows you to get extremely close to it and have a defender feel comfortable. So when I draw this objective on offense, I smile a little bit because I like the capability on this objective. I like to move up. If you zero in here on the side of the rooftop, I like to move up through this location on the side of the roof, not actually attack the person on the roof and continue to move forward towards the tank, eventually to the semi-truck, and then crawl my way up on the side and take it. I've had success doing it, and I've also been shut down doing it. It's a little risky. But so when this objective comes up, I like it. I also like to defend it, as my team usually has success on it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. It's quite often you find people try and take that rooftop, but sometimes if you're going for the cap, it's best to leave that rooftop there because they'll feel secure. They think that they're going to be the first person to go. So if you are able to get to objective with a rooftop still up, they can't see objective, they can't defend objective, and they probably won't try and kill themselves to save that objective. So the sneaky snake is a very effective little attack. As we look at the map, not a lot of movement from Globochem. We're seeing a lot of restraint from them again. One has managed to cross the road. He is approaching rooftop. One more is approaching rooftop now. Let's just head over their way. We can see shots are out. Mix is crossing. He's using that cover fire as a little bit of a distraction. So we can see Auto, Thunder, and Mix all along this wall now. I'll bring that down. Mix is going to focus in on this left here. He is going to come into that northwestern office. There is going to be someone there, so he's going to have to be careful of that. Looks like he's going to think about using this trench just to the left of the pit here as his mode of getting in. STB House is just keeping a low profile. He's crouched down. He's not peeking too much. Not a lot of eyes out as far as this objective goes right now from Volk. They're not looking outwards. They're just tight on that objective as we reach the 3-minute mark. 3 minutes to go. Thunder's going to go up this wing. No doubt he'll be heard by STB House. Shots out by STB. He's taken out one Marsok player. STB is now known by Thunderpilot. Thunderpilot knows exactly what's going on. He is making a little bit of noise as he approaches, but gunshots are coming out. That'll mask his footsteps as he slowly climbs up this wing. Office might be able to see Thunder as well. As Thunder starts to stand, he'll start making more and more noise. And Thunder is able to take him out.
Yeah, that was a veteran move by Thunder, coordinating the LMG fire on the rooftop as he came up the wing. You know that was no doubt. And then there's an exchange and a Marsok down as well.
Yeah, and Mr. Said is hiding at that rooftop. He's able to take out one Marsok player. He had the absolute advantage there. That's not really a spot you see many people hide very often. But we can now see the east side is now being pressured by Globochem. We see smokes out. That'll be desettling the Volk team, making them think in all directions. It should allow Thunder to come up on the west. But Norseman, he's here on the east. He's going to peek this bin. Unfortunately, I was just about to go into Norseman's view, but he is taken out almost immediately for his trouble. So he is bleeding out, but not dead. He will be able to get rezzed. As you can see from Arsenic's point of view, he, of course, has night vision. He's just peeking over this this tank. That is a tough spot. And we can see Rez is successful, but Arsenic is able to call out that Rez did occur. So now they know that they have not secured that kill. So very good communications there. As we bring up all the teams, we can see 3 dead from Marsok. 4 dead from Marsok. 1 more down there. It looks like he peeked again. Very dangerous. He peeked that bin again. Sickness. What do you think about double peeking once you've been downed and rezzed? Very dangerous thing to do.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. And during the time that was going on, Thunder Pilot crawled up onto the rooftop and barely missed Mr. Said, didn't even see him, and then Mr. Said did a double take and caught him coming around as he was making too much noise. So another Marsoc player down up there, and just the one left.
Yeah, absolutely. Logman has thrown a smoke as distraction, and he's going to come up this western side, but no doubt that office building to the west of him is going to pick him off fairly easily. Let's just have a look what happens here. And there we go. So Logman, sort of last-ditch effort there by Logman, but unfortunately unable to successfully get to that objective. And clean sweep by Mob Squad, 0-4. This is not a score I was expecting. I was expecting that Volk advantage to play a lot heavier.
Yeah, I mean, not what we would have expected to see coming out, especially since we've seen these two teams play each other before. But if you notice, Logman, I don't know if he is officially on the Globochem roster or if they needed a last-minute sub. But Logman, as far as I know, is reservist. So
that's
it's kind of interesting. It may be breaking up the dynamic of their team a little bit.
Yeah, that's right. Logman actually did sub just yesterday for Pack 1, a new team out of the Australia or Asia League. So you're absolutely right there. He is a sub coming in for Globochem. You can see he's missing that distinctive globe on the front of his name. I'll just get these teams correct. So Globochem is the home team. And I believe they played Volk first. Is that right on the last map?
I believe they did.
Yeah, which means that they...
I'm trying to pull up the maps here online so that I can see who had the home field advantage here. It looks like Globochem had the home field advantage, and so that was their map choice, and I do believe that Volk went to Mob Squad.
Yeah, so it looks like Globochem has... yeah, that's right. So Mob Squad has decided to go Suburbia, and Globochem has said, all right, we'll take Volk on this one. And it's going to be a red car objective. I'll just get you to place some north, south, east, west cameras down while I follow the action there, Sickness. But we can see Marsoc all congregating at this centre house. They've all crossed the road, all bar one. Semper is going to stay back at this house. He's going to make sure no flanks occur. But we can see STB house checking the right side. One in the middle of the house, Godukin. Arsenic and Mr. Said on the left-hand side. Smoke out from him so he can push this hedges just a little bit more. And bringing up the map, we can see the defense of Volk have completely spread out across the road. Fairly typical defense for Volk on this objective. As Arsenic starts pushing this left-hand side or western side of the map. Just blind fire coming out from Volk, suppressive fire, saying, hey, you want to come down this alley? There's bullets going to be there to greet you, so just be careful. Slowing down the attack of Marsoc. Auto a little bit out of position here on the west too. He's hiding behind this concrete barrier. It's not somewhere you would expect to see, and he is going to be hidden by the fences here, so he might be able to just poke over and kill someone for free.
Yeah, that's definitely an interesting position for him to be in. But, you know, it's not uncommon to see high-level teams rotating their positions around to kind of try to find new spots where they can get the jump on people running recklessly around corners and things like that. So, you know, it's not surprising to see him kind of trying to pull out all the stops and, you know, be a little
And we can see Mixie's just pushing up on the hedges. He's going to come in contact with STB House. He's shooting out. Mix shoots at STB. STB shooting back in another direction. They're going to come in contact with each other. Let's see what happens. STB House coming out the better there. And then Thunder Pilot able to take that out. So recovering that kill. Very nice work from him as the west side loses a player from each team. And the east side sees two Marsoc players rotate around. So Auto now under a lot of pressure to defend this east side. He's going to come into contact with Mr. Said at the truck. Hasn't seen Mr. Said behind that car. Auto now falling back. He's in a lot of pressure here and he's not aware of it. Arsemper laying down, getting to that truck. We see more shots out, no deaths yet. One Marsoc player has been winged. He's bleeding out but not not downed. Semper now sneaky snaking it. Will he see auto? Auto's back is turned. He's not looking in the right direction. And he is taken out by that sneaky snake. Semper able to pick up a kill there. Another kill going down on the objective as well, and we can see a whole bunch of smoke has been released on that objective. So that's three Marsok down. Two Marsok down to the 3 Volk players down. Logman taking the red car, holding off this east side. And Mr. said using that opportunity to get behind the spawn of Volk. He's now at the back here. He's going to come in contact with Norseman. I'm not sure if he's aware of Norseman's position. He's just using this flank to just peek.
We're going to have an engagement right here. He's checking the front porch. He sends shots at Norseman and does secure that kill. So now we have a 2v1 situation for Marsok. Both players have made it across the street.
And we can see they're both in a position to... We can see they're both in a position to cap here. I wouldn't be surprised if the last Volk player did decide to just end the game there if they look at the map. We can see Mr. Sed now coming in on the objective. And there we go. That's it. Mr. Sed able to get near the objective, but he took out the last Volk player. So 1 point to Mob Squad. Again, another dominant performance and a Marsok point. Normally we see Volk advantage being a big thing here, where whoever's Volk usually is able to hold the point. We're not seeing that now. Why do you think that is, Sickness? Do you think it's the high level of game we're seeing? Or is it something else?
I hate to say it, but we're seeing the Mob Squad advantage. I mean, they are just they are running through Globochem right now, and I mean it's a little shocking to say the least. And Globochem, I mean, they've got them reeling. And as we start this round 2 here on Suburbia in the second map, Globochem is just struggling to even get around off of Mob Squad at this point. I'd be interested to know what the morale is like right now on the team.
Yeah, that's a great point. Obviously, we don't know what that morale will be, but you'd have to imagine a 0-4 loss. That's not something Globochem deals with very often. It must have some effect. And it's a tough thing, having low morale. It's something that creeps up on you. You might not be aware that it's happening to you, and it's hard to return from. Shots coming out from center house, sorry. I'm not sure if that was towards anyone or just blind fire, as we see all Marsok are still up and unharmed. Everyone taking up their positions on hedges here on the east. Thunderpilot just looking down this eastern alleyway. Our first grenade out for the game on Suburbia, 40 seconds into the map. Of course, there's a 50-second ban on grenades on this map, but that was well clear of that rule. And we just see one... Sorry, you go, Sickness?
Oh, I was just going to take a breath in to start saying something. I didn't want to interrupt you there. I was just going to say, yeah, that ban came into play because this map is super susceptible to beginning spawn cross-map grenades. I should know I'm a good cross-map grenade thrower, and I hate them being thrown at me. And so me and some other players lobbied to have this rule put in, and I think it really protects the integrity of league play.
Yeah, I think we can all agree it is very fun to throw a grenade at spawn before 0 and have it kill an entire team. Very fun to do, but not very fair. So yeah, absolutely fair rule on Suburbia, because some players are able to throw a grenade across the entire map. We see Auto behind the hedges here. He's creeping up on the west-hand side, east-hand side. Mr. said he's going to come into contact with him. It'll be interesting to see who will win that battle. Only one Volk player in center house. Normally you might see 2 in this center house, 1 to defend the stairs and then 1 to defend objective. But there is no right combination for this center house. But we can see 2 Marsok are invading this house freely uncontested. And Squigookin might be able to see Mixed shortly. Globochem unable to see Mixologist as he comes up to the center house now. Squigookin able to take him out eventually. I think the comms coming out from Arsenic were able to call that out. That smoke not quite doing the job that it needed to do. Logman is down just next to the house in the carport there. Arsenic double tapping that one as he comes in contact with Thunder, and Thunder is able to take him out too. So we have Thunder in center house now, Norseman on the left of the center house, and then another player on the right. They're now in a strong position to start needling away at the defense of this Volk. Only 3 Volk left, 3 Marsok left. But I'd have to say, Marsok in a slightly stronger position here. They can start just picking off these players as they peak.
Yeah, there's some shots coming out there. I think he was just trying to get Arsenic upstairs. I think that kill had already been secured, and then he pre-fired the corner there. But yeah, you know, Marsok has got to be feeling the pressure here. They're down 1-0 in this match. They've already given up a game. You know, shots coming out towards Norseman from Squigookin. That front porch, he was the player that picked up the kill, and then he gets refragged there by Thunder Pilot.
So now it is 3 versus 2 for Volk. This is exactly what I was saying. They take that center house, they can just start needling away at the defense. And now we only have STB house that has a direct line of sight for any path towards the objective. Our Semper can be sneaked past. So Norseman now going to be starting to think about crossing that road, getting towards objective, or taking out another Volk. They have a big advantage here up against this team. Auto creeping in. He's going to have an eye on our Semper shortly. Auto just calling, let's smoke out both sides of the house. Smokes out, smokes out. So we're going to see a lot of smokes. Smoke the garage north is the call from Auto. So he's going to be sending some smokes that way. That'll unsettle the Volk team, getting them prepared. Auto has also called out 1 minute 40. Thunder coming up with Auto for support.
You know, you see these 2 boys coming in here on the east side of the map. These guys are going to try to close in. They did secure the kill on Arsemper, who was in the top floor. Norseman with a 1-shot headshot takes him out of play. Auto and STB House are on top of each other. STB House has not seen him yet, but he does now. Secures the kill on Auto, and we have a 1v1, and he picks up the double kill and secures the round. Oh, excuse me.
No, we do have one last player. We do have Norseman left, and he is aware of where STB... Standing. There is STB House remaining, so let's just jump into STB House. Shots out. I'll go into STB House's point of view here as they go up against each other. He's going to think about rotating around. No, he's not. Ooh, that would have been frustrating for him. He would have seen that Marsok player, and he would have known. He knew he had an open shot there, but unable to secure it. And there we go. He peeks it and able to get that kill. STB House picking up another point for Volk, another point for Mob Squad.
Yeah, that was fantastic. My apologies there. I got a little excited in the moment as he picked up the singular kill on Auto and then stood up and picked up the 2-piece. I thought that was it. I thought the round was over. So my apologies for that. A little situational awareness, something I preach very often, not having much of it there.
No, that's all good. As we come in for the next objective, it's going to be this tank objective by the looks of it. Yep, right in the center of the map here. I'll just place a quick camera down. I'll try that one more time. Just place a quick camera down. And it's going to be Globochem trying to defend this objective. Let's head over to Marsok's point of view. Just to call out there, they're saying tank objective and hold back. They slow play their grenades last time, so be careful of those grenades. Don't think you're safe, because they'll blind grenade if they feel like someone's near that objective. We can see the whole team crossing the road, moving forward. STB House and another player, I think Squigookin, at red car, slow, a little bit slower, crossing that road, but everybody's pushing up to these hedges. Second floor, right side, center house is the call. Thunder Pilot has been seen. We also see Mixologist taking up a position right here. He's going to be able to stop off any flankers, so a nice little spot from Mix. Thunder Pilot dropping back down in the center house here. Very similar defense from Marsok this time, from Volk this time compared to last time. Just one more forward position for Mixologist compared to the other from Mob Squad's defensive position. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. I think Mix's spot is going to be a little bit more effective and going to defend that center house a little bit better. When attacking this objective sickness, do you have a certain mentality that you have? Do you think grenades play an important role? Sickness, do we have you there? Looks like we have
yeah,
lost...
my apologies. I muted out as I was having a little bit of a coughing fit there, and I thought I was unmuted. Yeah, I was just I was opening into commentary. So this objective here, my team approaches this objective the same way they do the front porch objective, same formation pretty much. And this objective is tough. You got to any of these or the burning house, you really got to get on both sides of the map and divide the attention of the defense. And you can hear our Semper making noise over here, and mixologists may already be aware of that, and that's happening over on the APC. Yeah, so they've already got some attention divided because I believe our Semper has heard some clicks there. So they're going to be looking to move forward and kind of draw the fire to both sides and probably push a guy up the middle.
We do have one dead on both teams. It looks like a kill for kill at the window there at the center house. Our Semper just blind pistol fire, clearly just trying to distract someone. Mix can hear it. He's not falling for it. He's not gonna peek too early. He has winged our Semper right on the hand. Our Semper's like, how did he shoot me? Shot me right on the pistol. Nice shots from Mixologist, just letting our Semper know, hey, I know you're here. He's hearing the palming and decides to come in and take out that kill. Mix heard the palming there, decided to go for a kill there, and it paid off. Mix being winged himself, he's going to go for the syringe. Mr. Said hears the same thing. But Mixologist able to fall back in time, unseen by Mr. Said. Looks like a smoke is going to come out, and a kill for kill from those two. So left side is now completely down. No Marsocs either side. We have one remaining Marsoc player, STB House, and he is in a pinned down position. Let's move into his point of view. He's up against 3 other players. He knows Rooftops there. Unable to secure the kill, so he decides to rotate out, moving to Carport. It's going to be a hard cross here at Carport for him. He's going to wait for that fire to stop. And we can see a Volk player on his left coming in for the kill. He's doing very well to stay alive, but he is definitely under pressure. We can see one Volk player on the map here rotating around. Grenade is out. Unsuccessful frag, but there it is. That Marsoc player able to pick up that final kill. And he is down. And that is it. First points to Globochem. That is their first point for the entire match. Second map in. Surprising to see, but good to see them on the board. Yeah,
that is. I mean, that's going to take a little bit of pressure off. I know it's not much. They're still down 2-1. But if there's one thing that I know about Globochem, and that is just a repeat of something that you'll hear me say often, they are very, very resilient. And I would expect for them to just play the best play that Globochem has moving forward. And if that results in them taking a loss, you know, and not that excuses are something I use often, but it looks like they do have a sub in here, and it's kind of last minute. You know, I haven't seen him been practicing with the team or anything, so a little bit last minute, and we'll see if it bites them in the butt and hands them their first loss of the season, and the revenge for an earlier whipping.
Well, it looks like it's going to be a very interesting objective for them to defend. We can see here it is the center house. Let's head over to Globochem. They can't nade us. They're gonna focus on this center house by the looks of it. All 4 going in, and then 1 coming in on the eastern side. Smokes out. Logman coming in. Blind fire straight away, but we see STB House is waiting here at the corner. He's already down as well. We see another one. Mixologist coming in on the right side of the house. Chaos and pandemonium like we normally see. One more Marsoc down. Norseman now getting to the front yard. His position has been called out, and he has been taken out too, so it's just down to the final Globochem. And just like that, very, very fast round, we're down to 1 Marsoc player. Shots out from him. He's able to cross. He may be taken out.
Was there just a team kill from Volk in the middle house? I believe there was.
Possible. We also look like we have lost a player from the map as well. They left the server. So 1 team kill from Volk. I'll just hide that. So STB House is down. Squigookin is down, and Arsenic is down. So now it's 1v2 for this remaining Marsoc player, Thunder Pilot. He will take his time. He knows they don't know. Oh, actually, he thinks they don't know where he is, but it looks like Arsemper does know. He is looking in that direction. And it looks like is Mr. Just bring that up. Mr. Said is looking in that direction as well as shots come out towards Mr. Said, and he is bleeding out now. So now the objective building is completely open, but Thunder Pilot's not going to be able to get there because there is a Volk player, Arsemper, right here at this house. Looks like he's deciding to come downstairs. He is. He's going to come out this front door. Not sure if they've heard each other. Thunder Pilot now creeping around. Arsemper's in a great position to pick him off. They miss each other. Arsemper unable to see him. Let's jump into... unfortunately, we don't have... There we go. Thunder Pilot's point of view here. He's creeping around. If we look at the map, they're right on top of each other, right down the bottom of this map. Any movement, they'll hear each other. He's in that garage there. He wants to get that cap. He wants to get the 3 points, but he's not going to be able to do it. So he's going to have to just take his time, not panic, listen for that Volk player, try and figure out where they are. This is a struggle for Thunder Pilot. There's a lot of stress to deal with too, isn't it, Sickness?
It definitely is, and Thunder Pilot radioed out thinking that he had teammates left, calling that there's a player here at the spawn house. He's still wary of that player. He's going to keep looking for him, but probably going to exchange with him here pretty shortly as long as he's not heard. But he did radio out over the radio, and so he has been heard by Arsemper, and Thunder Pilot has not checked his tablet since, so he may be thinking he still has teammates alive. But it seems like he does know Arsemper is here, and so we're definitely going to have a fight in a minute.
Yeah, it's a really, really restrained play here by Thunder. He's really taking his time, checking all his corners. He's going to be worried about these stairs. Just checking them now. And now he is very, very close to Arsemper. I don't know if Arsemper would have heard him or not when he stood there. Very tense stuff. Ooh-wee. As he comes up those stairs, Arsemper doesn't seem to be looking around. But he doesn't know. Thunder Pilot stands again, risking being heard by Arsemper. 2 minutes 25, plenty of time for both teams to do their job. Thunder Pilot being very patient. Arsemper, it has to be said, he didn't know how many people were dead over at that objective building. He doesn't know this is the only Marsoc player left. Maybe they had incredibly good comms coming out of Mob Squad, and Arsemper knows, but it's also interesting to note he hasn't opted to run back to the objective or to kill himself. He does believe that Thunder is the last person here, and he's going to try and take him out.
Well, he has Mr. Said. Mr. Said has since bled out, but Mr. Said was dead upstairs in the middle house and has been able to see and radio forward all of Thunder Pilot's movements.
Fantastic. Absolutely helpful for him. Thunder Pilot, of course, shooting him through the window, so he wouldn't have known if that was a headshot or a body shot, and unable to double tap. So unfortunate for Thunder, fantastic for Mob Squad, able to get out some really important info. And in games like this, comms, well, pretty much the entire battle, good comms will save your team. As we come in, let's jump back into Thunder's point of view as he creeps in. And there we go! Able to secure that point. Thunder, the gun of Arsemper, giving away his position. Thunder Pilot wasn't expecting him there. You could see he had lowered his gun. He was about to walk out. Saw the rifles and decided to turn in and take out Arsemper. 2 points to Globochem. They're staging a mini comeback on this map. Of course, they need to secure this map to stave off a loss overall.
Yeah, and if Jizzy Pants is watching this from afar, I'm sure he is just on the edge of his seat as he's watching his team now grab their only 2 rounds that they've won so far, and really making this Suburbia map, turning it back into a competition.
There we go. That was Thunder there, just saying, I didn't know how many were left. I knew there might be one at that house, and I might have to, one in center house on top of that I might have to suss out. So he was genuinely unaware of what might have been going on there. We see a repeat of that red car objective. I'll just pop a quick camera right on the objective here. And we'll head over to the opposing team. We can see they have spread out. They haven't really spread out across the whole map. They are mainly focusing on playground area and center house. We can see one player on Volk is in a bit of a forward position here at this car. He has already taken shots, Logman. Already taken shots. A grenade has gone out and it has taken out one player. No, it has not. It did come very close to one player, but they are not down.
If
Logman.
you zero in on Arsenic, he does have a line over on Logman at that white car. Has called him out. He's using his 12x that he's notoriously known for using.
That is a very tough lens to use on a map like Suburbia. No doubt he's probably good at the old iron sights on top of the lens as well to compensate for shorter shots. But it'll be interesting to see what he's able to do with that 12 by. Not a lens you see very often. Shots out towards STB House. He's taking up playground. He has taken fire. Logman is suppressing with his LMG. He is still stuck at this car. I'm surprised I haven't seen a grenade come out yet. Looks like STB House might be down. No, he's sneaky snaking it. But Logman was thinking about falling off. He hasn't yet. So it looks like STB House might be able to pick him up. Let's just jump into his point of view. Still no engagements on any other side of the map. We can see STB House peeks it. Doesn't see anything. Returns to his corner. He doesn't want to spend too much time there. If we exit out there, we can see just over on the other side, just near them, we can see Thunderpilot has moved in. He's now going to be able to hear all of the enemy team chatter in this area. No doubt that smoke was just spooking him. And we can also see over here on the left, Skwadukin is thinking about, and Arsemper are thinking about getting ready to prepare for that cross, which will be integral to putting pressure on Volk. STB House still very patient. He has not moved. He's just peeking that corner every now and then. He can probably see his feet. As we see, Logman has decamped. He's moved off. He's rotating back. I think Arsenic might have been able to see him moving off, but unable to get a shot off. And we see Arsenic might come into contact with another player here. The Arsenic unable to see that player, but fortunately not taken down. I think that was Logman, yeah, with the LMG. So I had the fortune of playing against Logman in a previous match against when he was subbing in for Pack 1, and he's incredibly effective with that LMG on Suburbia. He's able to suppress alleyways incredibly successfully. Shots out. I'm not sure where those shots were towards. That might have been STB House just blind firing. I'm not entirely sure there, but we can see now that Marsoc has spread out a little bit. It's all starting to form up. More shots out. No one down just yet. Auto is behind this hedge here. He's going to come in contact with Skwadukin any moment now. He stands up. Comes back down. He palms his tablet. I don't think Skwadukin has heard him. He's moving about quite a bit, and Skwadukin is just taking his time. Mr. Set is taken out in the middle of the map there. We'll just focus on Skwadukin for now, but I'll get you to cast your eyes over when near objective if you can call out any action. And Auto is able to take that out, so nice work from Auto there. Sorry, Sickness.
One of the Volk players went down there, so we have two Volk players, Logman and Mixologist, both down on the rear side of the objective, but we have Norseman on the front porch and Thunderpilot, who was just on the other side of the fence here at the zero-in from our Semper and has now rotated back off, seeing his players going down, trying to broaden his angles.
One more down here. We can see STB House utilizing his crawl to get a kill there. Arsenic is down but not dead. He'll be able to call out Thunderpilot's position, and Thunderpilot is one of two remaining Marsoc players. Thinking about the res. He thought about it and then backed off. He's going to go for the res again. Thunderpilot hiding behind that hedge. Nice res there. It's now 3v2. Very nice work. STB House now focusing in on Thunderpilot. That other Volk player is down and dead. So just one remaining, and STB House able to take it out. STB House just saying he was going to cap, but unfortunately they killed the last player. It is important if you are capping to call it out to your team. Have you ever been called out, Sickness? You're about to cap and then your teammate kills the last player?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the gold standard now, the meta for a league team to have some kind of signal call out for when they want to get objective and they think they have numbers to do it. For most teams, it's just rapid fire clicks on the radio when you're on Marsoc. That's when your team knows, make some damn noise, have eyes on objective, and only shoot a guy if he has the ability to down the capper.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just get you to stay in the lobby there and just have a look at those KDAs for each of the players. Could you just talk to me about what we're seeing there? We're seeing a little bit of heavy lifting from a couple of players on both sides of the team, aren't we?
Absolutely, we are. I mean, Otto disconnected, so we don't know what his true KD is at this point. But Thunderpilot 8-4. I mean, he has put the team on his back. I mean, they are down a point, but he has put the team on his back. And I would expect more. I would expect to see Arsenic with the 8-3 as opposed to STB House, but STB House coming through strong for Mob Squad. So yeah, and Thunderpilot's a great player. He's capable of 8-4 against anyone. So. I'm not surprised to see that, but to see STB House outscoring Arsenic on that side of things is a little surprising. And our Semper team captain doing a fantastic job as well at 5-3.
Yeah, absolutely. Thunderpilot just scoping out another Volk player. They were hidden as he looked, so he doesn't know they're there, but he is clearing very, very well here on the left-hand side of the map. Yeah, it's always great when you can have a team member that can carry. But it is also a bad sign for the team in general to know that one person's doing the bulk of the work, because if they do die, you're under a lot of pressure there.
That's absolutely true. But fortunately for a team like Globochem, team like Mob Squad, these elite level teams, when they don't typically have any one player that dominates. The one player I would say that dominates the most out of any players in this between these two teams isn't playing today, and that's Jizzy Pants.
I'll just have to interrupt you there, and Norseman, they had called out this Volk player's position. Norseman throwing a grenade, forcing him to come around these sandbags and then able to shoot him as he peeks. Grenades are now hailing down. They're able to take out one player, but Thunderpilot is rezzed. So nice work by Marsoc. They've gotten one free kill. They've had to use a syringe in the process, but they'll be very happy with that pickup. And we can see here on the left, the objective is surprisingly left open. We don't see anyone in this balcony here that we usually see, or anyone on the other side of this silver car. So surprisingly open objective. Maybe they're scared of blind grenades, so they've decamped from that area and they'll move back later on.
Yeah, teams are getting increasingly good with the grenades, and it seems like one Marsoc player there gets knocked down at lane 3. Mr. Said takes one down there coming out of the playground. But it seems that these elite level teams are getting really good with pre-fragging a lot of, known high traffic locations. And I've played 3 games in the last 2 weeks in the league, and I've noticed a heavy increase in that. Maybe it was just my opponents, but we'll see if that becomes a part of the meta, because before, I mean, it takes 2 loadout points to run a frag, so it's cumbersome on your loadout.
And we can see Mixologist is going to come in contact with Skugukin here. It looks like Skugukin isn't 100% aware that he's there, and Mixologist very easily takes him out, but he is recovered by Arsenic. So kill for kill there, Arsenic recovering that kill. Nice work by Arsenic, using that lattice work that you can see through and shoot through to his advantage. And he's going to rotate around to defend that objective a little bit more as we hear some smokes approaching the objective. So if we look at the map, we can see 2 Volk players are looking towards that objective. But one more is still holding this area here. He's not going to let anybody flank around without him being made aware first. And we can see 2 Marsoc players, soon to be 3, are going to focus here on this west side of the map and try and get in a capping position. One Volk player is rotating around to the position I described earlier. It looks like they were worried about grenades perhaps, and so decided to just wait. We can see 3 up for both teams, 2 dead, 3 up. Arsenic moving forward to a more forward position on that objective. STB House in a traditional letterbox spot or driveway spot. he'll be able to cover off both the alleyways and the objective. Mr. Said falling back a little bit towards objective. Looks like he'll be focusing in on defense of that objective a little bit more as well. Thunderpilot creeping forward. Looks like we did get one more kill. Yes, one Volk player has died on the objective, so Thunderpilot is going in for the cap, but unfortunately he is taken out. Two more taken out, so that's two Marsoc taken out in quick succession. Very nice work from STB House. Able to recover 2 kills, and now Volk is in a much stronger position than they were before. Looks like STB House is going to come in on that objective, and fire coming out. Mr. Said able to take out Logman. Logman, last man standing for Globochem. Very impressive stuff, and that means 4 points to 2 for Mob Squad.
That is just, I'm rubbing my forehead right now. It's just mind-boggling. The difference in the level of play for Mob Squad between 5 to 6 weeks ago when they played Globochem and got beat 16-0. To come back and take them down in 2 games in a dominant fashion. I mean, you know, Globochem doesn't have Jizzy Pants today, and it's pretty obvious that he is instrumental to the communications, the recon, and just the overall cohesion of the team and how they play. Their confidence level is so much higher with him because he brings intel to the table, and he's such a confident shooter as far as Peeker's advantage goes and blasting around corners and taking you down. He gets 1, he gets 2, he gets 3. I mean, he is at the top of the top. I mean, cream of the crop, that player is, and he's not here today, and there's a sub in his place, not even a reservist for that team. So, it's definitely shocking, even with that being said. So, I'd like to see if Mob Squad kind of eases off the throttle a little bit and see if Globochem can at least save a little MMR here, moving into this third map, which is Bazaar.
Yeah, Bazaar going to be the next map, and Globochem taking up the Marsoc, so it looks like they decided to go Bazaar, and of course Mob Squad deciding to take up the Volk advantage, which has been working for them. They absolutely dominated Q1 using that Volk advantage. It's going to be a mini Bazaar objective. We're seeing a little bit of spread out from Marsoc. Let's just see how they go. One player out in the middle of the street early. They're just poking that street. 2 of them now in the middle of the street, which can be a dangerous position. You can see 2 more on the southern side have already moved quite far, so that's impressive to see from them. Very forward stuff. And when it comes to defense, I'll just bring the map up. We're seeing 1 covering off the North Road. 1's able to rotate and cover off the North Road and this path. 1's going to be in this western area who can sort of take care of this whole area, but he's just focusing on the objective right now. 1's going to focus on a mini Bazaar attack, and then 1 more just focused on that objective, as we see Marsoc all clumped up on the southwest of the map, and then 1 to desettle in Bazaar. So it'll be interesting to see how this tactic works out. Globochem will be keen to prove themselves on this map. They are a team that have played together for a very long time. They have a lot of set plays, or at least they know what to do in certain situations. Let's see if that works to their advantage, or perhaps Mob Squad has their number. Thunderpilot are just blind firing out to allow Norsemen to get to that white car to no avail. Looks like nobody's even bothered looking in that direction. They're not fussed at all. They know what positions they have to hold as Volk, and they're going to hold them. Blind grenade out. Not going to have any effect. Squigoo can no doubt just waiting back here. He knows what's up. If they're going to get to Mini Bazaar, they're going to have to come through him. Forward. Another blind grenade out. Absolutely no use again. Logman, Norseman. Those blind grenades on any other team would have been very effective, Sickness. You normally would have seen someone hiding in that Mini Bazaar.
Well, earlier I was talking about the cumbersome 2 points and how high of a cost that is against your loadout taking frags. You saw 4 points of loadout just being spent right there, and it was all for nothing. I mean, those guys could have been carrying body armor instead, and that would have helped them in a firefight or many firefights. So if you're going to bring them, make sure you have a plan for exactly where you want to use it. They both decided to use them there, and nothing happened. So waste of 4 points.
Yeah, as we see, STB House is kind of come into contact with Thunder Pilot. Thunder Pilot able to take him out. The Dust Storm has come in, which is going to see a lot of Marsok players being much more aggressive, and that's exactly what's happening. Otto is in a position. He's throwing a smoke on objective. Mr. Set is on objective. Squigookin still holding that Mini Bazaar. Norseman going to focus in on that Mini Bazaar, try and attack that way. He has no grenade to throw. Unfortunately, he's already used it, but that's okay. One player is down for Globochem. Otto just peeking, thinking about a cross. He's not committing. Kill for kill almost. One kill, one wing. One player is bleeding out. Squigookin still holding that line. He's not able to defend the objective from where he is. Arsenic just making sure nobody's capping. But we can hear Otto. He's got his tablet out. He's going to keep it out. No, he gets his gun out. Logman has been double tapped. Otto gun out. Gets the kill. Is he going to go for the cap now? He rotates around, gets into the courtyard. He's going in for the cap. Squigookin can hear him. Otto hears him too, gets his gun out, takes him out as well, returns back to the cap. Where is our final Volk player? He's all the way at the north and he decides to kill himself. Very nice work from that northern player. He could have rotated in a little bit earlier when that snowstorm happened, but he decided to stay where he was, and he did kill himself to protect a cap, which not at all a bad decision given the circumstance. Otto definitely able to get that cap very quickly.
Otto was within 1 to 2 seconds of having the rest of the cap punched in. I was within proximity of him, fortunately, when it was done, and I heard him give a sigh and a grunt of disapproval as the player killed himself. He really wanted that 2 points.
Yeah, very keen to recover some dignity on this map. It's Globochem is a team you do not expect to lose 2 maps with the scores we're seeing, so he would have been very keen to see a cap there. Looks like
yeah,
we're going to
absolutely.
have
I mean, go ahead.
No, you go. I was just going to say we're going to see a repeat of that that objective, but you were just going to speak on Globochem?
Yeah, I mean, you hear Otto. I mean, he's not entirely defeated. He's thinking long term. We're talking the #1 team globally here. So what they do is learn from mistakes more than anything. And I expected to see a little bit more of a bounce back coming into that last map. But moving forward here, I'm going to expect for them to continue to play as if the game is on the line, because this is a team that thinks long term. They know why they lost this game. Moving forward, I think they'll have some kind of safety net in place so that they don't get put against this type of situation again, especially against a team so high caliber as Mob Squad has proven themselves to be this season.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see the spawns are identical, the objective identical, and we're seeing all 5 Marsok players move up this main street. 2 have peeled off to the left, 3 are going in on that bazaar. We may see some interaction over here at this western area as we hear one of the players burp. Not sure if you heard that one, but he really committed
Absolutely,
to it. And we see STB House holding off just here. Thunder Pilot may come in contact with him very shortly. It'll be hard for him to see Thunder, but he does, able to get it. Nice work, STB House, picking up a free kill. That's 4 to 5 now. He's going to now press in on this western side of the bazaar. Going to go up the stairs. No, he's going to go through the house. He's going to continue on his way. We can see on the map, the western side of the map, we have 2 Marsok players as well, just taking their time near the white car here. They're not in any rush. They're going to let these Marsok guys in Bazaar do their job first, de-settle the enemy before they start pressuring in on the other side. Otto is ready to strike. He's waiting here. He's looking in the opposite direction though, so he might have thought that perhaps that was enemy friendly fire that he heard. So Otto just split attention. We can hear a smoke has been thrown on the western side, so Otto's going to rotate back and just have a look in that direction. Yep, he's just going to have a look, but that smoke is 100% doing its job. He won't be able to see that enemy player who's right in front of him as we focus back in over there. Arsenic just at that white car. He's not using the smoke to push, but he is making the statement, hey, I'm here. Maybe you should look over this way. So interesting stuff to see from Arsenic. And he's got backup here from Squidgoop, and they're just sort of testing out this enemy. This is the type of attack we're used to seeing from Globochem. Very stable, very steady, very measured.
I don't see anything on the far west.
Methodical, absolutely. This is a very slow play. These guys have really stepped their game up over the course of this season, and they look fantastic. We lost to them last week. Here they are about to take down the top dog in the global standings. So got to be feeling good, these guys are, and yeah, they're looking like an elite level team here today. Definitely mocking it in all aspects of the word.
Yeah, absolutely. We're hearing a grenade come out there. Not sure whose that was. I feel like that may have been Volk's grenade. STB House is focusing on this alleyway. His lucky auto has rotated because of that smoke, but then again, we could say that's because they planned that. But he is focused on this alleyway. I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to move down it to clear out this area. Just checks his time there, as we do as well. 3 minutes remain. STB House always staying aware. He palms his gun, so Auto's going to have heard that. Throws a grenade. Bad grenade. STB House unfortunately downing himself. Hopefully Mr. Said can pick up Auto as he tries to tap. Unfortunately, Mr. Said unable to get Auto as he tapped STB House. STB House, unfortunately, he threw his grenade. It clipped part of the wall. Fell short. Mr. Said palms his tablet as well, so now Auto knows Mr. Said is around as well. And we can see that that Volk player did not even bat an eyelid. He heard the grenade, he heard the shots, but he did not move. As we see Mr. Said able to take out one player on objective. Auto now aware of him. He's now torn between objective and Mr. Said. Auto's not quite sure what to do. Mr. Said firing out towards Auto. Auto's now back at the window. They're going to come around at each other. Auto able to be taken out by... Sorry, Logman able to take out Mr. Said. And R. Semper now shooting out. Taking out that player and eliminating the entire Volk team. He took out 2 players just then. Very nice work. 1 point Mob Squad, 1 point Globochem. We're seeing the opposite of the Volk advantage this map. We're seeing Marsok seeming to have the advantage here on Bazaar.
Well, this map has a lot of cover, and if you can move up quickly, and you'll see these teams knowing exactly where objectives are and where potential spawns can be and how far they can get into the map before they'll meet any type of opposition. So this kind of map, it's not surprising to see something like that. You know, you got to stay tight on the objective. Look how many corners and angles and rooms there are. I mean, it's difficult to cover objectives here, so it's not overly surprising on this map, but I'd say this is probably the one and only map where Marsok actually has a pretty level playing field.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see it is the Eastern Courtyard objective, and we have the short spawn for Marsok, so it'll be interesting to see if we see a strong push from Globochem, or they decide to stick to their game plan of slow and steady winning the race as Volk all take up their positions of defense. Nobody covering off this road, so this road is open for Marsok to take advantage of. Arsenic in a kind of position to corner off this corner, but you could get all the way to this part of Bazaar before anybody saw you. 1, 2, 3 Marsok players taking up these centre houses, and then one more of the courtyard behind it. Mr. Said will be the person to worry about first for Norseman as he takes up his position.
Yeah, and I heard Arsenic calling to Mr. Said to get back into position onto the objective, not to get too far away there, as the team may be feeling a little bit relaxed at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. First shots out. I'm not sure where they were at. Thunder just glitching over that bit of wood there, but he's moved into this little area here, just seeing what he can see. I can hear a grenade. One blind grenade just coming over these stairs. Very common tactic, just to chuck a grenade over these stairs, take out anyone on the objective. Unsuccessful. We can see all 4 players now focusing in on this area. They're going to come in contact with this player at the north here. Which one are we? I'd say that would be R. Semper. He's going to be able to do desettle them a little bit. I'll just do that. Yeah. Semper's going to be able to see them if he peeks at the right time, but it doesn't look like he is. Yes, he's just about to peek. But unfortunately, he'll miss one and pick up the other. So he is able to pick up one kill, but unfortunately, he doesn't know another player was able to cross. As we see them move into the objective bit, taken out. Apologies for missing that. Auto now shooting at Squigookin as Logman comes up behind him. Logman able to take out Squigookin. So we have 3 people on objective. Norseman is currently capping. A grenade comes out. Arsenic. Incredible stuff from Arsenic. A grenade takes out Norseman and he's able to shoot Auto and the other Marsoc player. Arsenic saving that round for Mob Squad. That was incredible stuff from Arsenic. Really nice grenade to see thrown. I'm assuming that was his grenade. Whoever it was, very nice work. They knew to get that grenade to objective. They were 1 or 2 seconds away from being capped.
Yeah, the situational awareness there was Arsenic was behind the wall to the east of the objective and had called out that there was a player on the objective and potentially more there, and then came around the corner and I downed 1, 2, potentially 3 there at the end to shut it down.
Yeah, absolutely, and we can see it's going to be a bizarre objective, which is one that we usually see get capped with teams that are good at capping. So this will be a very interesting one to watch. What is it about this objective? Do you find that capping is a real risk or a real opportunity when you're playing this particular objective?
I feel like every objective on this map is a good opportunity to cap, to be honest. I mean, this is just a high capability map. It's no secret that my team, SMC Tactical, this is our #1 map. This is the first map we choose every single time. Write it down in case you draw us on the matchmaking for a good old league game. We will be playing Bazaar, and there is a reason we play it. And sometimes we'll even take Marsoc if another team chooses it first on us, because that's how confident we are on this map when it comes to capping. So in terms of this objective here, though, this is a high capability because you can cap this from around walls and all sorts of directions, and people get comfortable on the top floor of this objective, essentially. And that just, I mean, we had it happen. Landon walked underneath the 4 players standing on the objective today against Lemon Squad in a 1v3, 1v4 situation and got the cap because they were all clicking their tablets upstairs and they just didn't hear them.
Yeah, I know when I play this objective as a defense, I usually say 3 minutes in, no more checking the tablet. If you hear a tablet, shoot it. I don't care if it's our team member or not. Just shoot at that tablet because it's just so easy to get a cap on that particular objective. So you don't want to be sending your teammates false signals thinking, oh, am I being capped right now? Not sure, I can hear something. And as you said, people upstairs, they do get very complacent. They think they're covering the objective when in fact somebody's down below stealing that cap from under them. And we can see Marsoc here just in the southeast of the area. Arsenic taking up the forward position first along with... sorry, just Arsenic, sorry, I'm there, and Squigookin. Arsemper and Mr. Said falling off. Arsenic shots out early towards that Volk player trying to take off that northeast area just to hold that area. Unfortunately, not able to get that kill, Arsenic, but that's okay. They're aware that he's there now, at least. Fairly even spread from all the Marsoc. They're going to ignore the west for the most part. One more player crossing, surprising. He's able to cross. Shots are out as... Wow, STB House is down, but so is Thunderpilot. He is bleeding out. I traded with a guy near Milk Truck is the call out from Thunder. So good information to get out by Thunder. Nice work. Arsemper will not know. Arsemper will... Thunderpilot is just calling out guy at tank, so he's called out a position. Arsemper will not know that Thunderpilot's down. He's going to assume that player is up and still a threat. It's always a struggle, isn't it, Sickness, not knowing if a person's alive or dead, and you find out they've been dead that whole time. You can't push that area assuming they're dead. You have to be careful. Do you find that can be difficult at times?
I do, and it's it can be even more difficult when you're trying to breach through close quarters and you think a guy may be behind a wall and he's down. Also, the advantage for the Volk player is that he can walk around and observe and give recon.
Just as you were speaking, they actually did get the revive for Volk, but Squigookin able to take out Thunder. He was able to take out Thunderpilot, who had just been res. Squigookin just trying to double tap, not sure if he's dead or not, but he is absolutely dead. Norseman pinned down in his position. Auto on top of the objective. We hear we hear all kinds of shots going out, but they're not having an effect. We've only lost one Marsoc player and one Volk player, so still 4v4. We can see Logman now considering rotating back. He's going to get to this brick wall. He's obviously expecting a flank to come at any moment, and he wants to hold the flank, but also hold the tank line as well. So he's just going to float around everywhere.
It's in the street area next to old objective. There's two. There's one, another one just right there.
Just as you said that, Logman radioed out that he had heard a player move into the courtyard. Now he's going to recklessly move forward, throw a grenade, and there is still one player in this east block, Mr. Said, and he is coming around on Logman as we speak. Fires shots and secures that kill. Oh my goodness, so taking another Volk player down, and it's a 3v3.
That's right, he was able to secure one kill. The grenade was not it, it was the gun that got the kill. But yeah, unfortunately, because attention was split between 2 points, when he looked one way, they crossed the other way. Squigookin has just heard Mix, he might get a kill here. No, sorry, I thought that was a window. Unfortunate. But yeah, so Logman's attention just split. They were able to cross the road. He caught them just at the end, picked up one kill, but that allowed the flank to move in. And as we can see, that flank is continuing as we just move down and around. We can see Mix is now starting to worry about that flank. Mr. Said is moving into a position to come through this courtyard, so Mix is going to take one of these corners. These corners are incredibly powerful as a defensive move, because they're very hard to see if you come in from the wrong angle, but they'll hear you coming the whole time. Grenade out on Mixologist. Unfortunately, wrong side of the wall. Squigookin saying, hey, I know you're there, buddy. I know you're there. Just be aware. Mix, unworried. He's just taking his time. We're hearing a few tablet checks from the Volk players. Few tablet checks, which might be confusing the defending team as well. Mr. Said just taking his time, very patient. Squigookin also very patient there, just to the east of the objective. And on the south of the bazaar, we can see Semper still unmoved. He's been there almost the whole game, just taking his time, being patient. He's got Norseman to worry about on his left, and then he'll be thinking there'll be people upstairs as well. Very patient stuff as he decides to move in. Norseman should see him if he doesn't. If Semper doesn't look as he comes around this corner, Norseman is going to pick him up. We can see over on this side, Squigookin is pushing this wall. He's able to be taken out by Mixologist. Mixologist gets a kill for free. Semper is going to walk right past Norseman. Norseman's going to pick up that kill as well. Norseman secures that kill. And Globochem is dead. The person on the north also taken out as he tried to cross. Nice little hold by Mob Squad there. And it is 2-2. Volk hold for the first time on Bazaar this match.
Yeah, that was a good hold there by Globochem.
Globochem, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's okay. And they were, I mean, you could hear just a little sigh of relief as they finished off that round to bring it back to 2-2. Going to come up on offense here. Probably, if this were my team, I'd be saying, hey, Hail Mary time. Let's try, some kind of blitzkrieg play, see if we can get in and get a cap. But these guys don't play as fast and loose as we do. We're a little bit reckless. So I would expect for them just to try to pick up a kill out type slow play, but we'll see how it transpires here.
All right, so for the third time, we're seeing this objective, Mini Bazaar. Different spawn for Marsoc this time. It'll be interesting to see how it's approached by Globochem. Globochem was able to pick up a point on this objective earlier. Will they be able to do it again as we see them fanning out in all directions? Logman taking this back route. Has he got his LMG with him? It'll be interesting to see if he just starts suppressing. Yeah, he has got his LMG. He goes inside, doubles back. Interesting to see how he decides to use that. If he'll just start suppressing so the other guys can start moving in as Norseman takes this little alleyway, Logman joining him. And two Marsoc have crossed to Bazaar, Pilot and Auto. Nice little spread here by Marsoc. They've been a lot faster to get to their positions this time, but no doubt they'll probably start to settle down soon. As Thunder gets to this room, he's going to be aware of someone in that window, but nobody there, so he's safe for the moment. STV House would be able to hear him shortly. We see a smoke out already. Very similar defensive positions as last time. This will be interesting to see. Sickness, do you think this defense will hold strong, or do you think we'll see what happened last time and it crumble?
Yeah, there were no shots fired, as far as I know.
Well, I mean, this is a pretty safe defensive setup for these guys. I mean, they've got 4 guys in the block of the objective, but they only have 1 guy in the east block, and a couple of smoke grenades would render these guys on the east block basically oblivious to any type of MARSOC movement from West Street and the Central Street running east to west here where Thunder Pilot's at. So yeah, this could be actually good for MARSOC. The way that MARSOC is approaching this, they're actually countering the defense appropriately. They're going to be heavy here on the south and the west, and I think, depending on the types of rotations you see from Volk, that this already looks good for MARSOC, if you ask me.
And you can see STV House is holding this position. He can hear everything going on right now. He can hear all the palming of the tablets, and he's just zeroed in on this doorway. He's waiting for them to walk past. As the call must have come out, smoke that objective, as many smokes as we can get. We might see the players over here on the west using that opportunity to push forward shortly. Not much movement from many of the players just yet. As shots go out, we have our first death. MARSOC is down. We have STB House about to come in contact with Thunder Pilot. Thunder Pilot not looking. Very impressive stuff from Thunder Pilot, able to rotate around through that door and take one out. He must have heard that player.
He's in my spot every time.
He just said, I kill that guy every time. He's in my spot every time. So expecting that player there. A little bit of predictability from that player. As we see Thunder Pilot rotate back, just return fire as he hears it. One more MARSOC player is dead. 2 more MARSOC players dead. 3 more MARSOC players are dead. That is all the MARSOC. Mob Squad win the round. It's 3-2. Volk hold their advantage.
Yeah, as I've been listening, Mob Squad does not use a lot of comms. I mean, basically the only time you'll hear these guys say anything on the radio at all is if they are giving a direct location of a known enemy or a suspected enemy location or absolutely pertinent information. And they just have good team cohesion. These guys obviously know where they want. Arsenic sounds like he does a lot of most of the vocal calls and calls for most of the smokes where he wants them and when he wants guys to move.
The second he peeks, bam, headshot.
So it's a repeat of that Eastern Courtyard objective and a repeat of the spawn. So STP House Arse Emperor are going to go to right-hand side of Bazaar. We've just heard Arsenic say, let's smoke that objective. So they're going to push that Bazaar early, see if they can get any free kills. They do have the advantage in getting to these houses. They're able to get to them uncontested from spawn with that spawn. So they're going to go up to the balcony. Thunder Pilot, very forward position from Thunder Pilot. It'll be interesting to see if he picks up a kill from here. He's pushed all the way forward, and so has Mixologist. Much more aggressive defense from Volk this time around. Globochem being very aggressive, mixing up their positions. We saw not much change in the previous defense, but Thunder Pilot and Globochem changing everything up this time around. How important is it, do you feel, Sickness, keeping your defense fresh, not just using the same positions every time?
Well, it was brought to our attention that we had, after a few of my players viewed some streams, that we had some teams calling out our specific locations on defense, meaning that we're getting a little bit stagnant. So I would say that it's very important to kind of keep fresh, even if you're in the same general location, you have a slightly different angle. Even just changing things that much can make a difference.
That's right, as we saw last round, Thunder Pilot seemingly just magically turning around, blind firing and killing an opponent. And then he said, I kill that guy every round on this map. He's always in that position. So Thunder Pilot learning Mob Squad a little bit static with their defense. As we hear shots come out, nothing happening from it, nobody dead, but the players are aware of it. Grenade out as well. We see Logman trying to hold STV House Lockman just using that LMG to his advantage, but we do see one player bleeding out now. No, dead, sorry. One player dead. Two players dead. Thunder Pilot, I believe, has been killed as well. So 2 dead from Volk. Very nice work. I believe that's uncontested, so that's 5-3. As we see Logman die as well. Smokes are now going out on the objective. We're going to see a very hard push here. Auto is rotating around. He's going to try and pick up 1 kill. Picks up 1. 2 kills. Picks up 2. Nice work, Auto. 1 headshot. Nice clean. He's now focusing in an objective as Arsenic focuses on this alleyway. A smoke out from objective. Will he follow it with a grenade? It'll be interesting to see what he does there. As we see 2 more Marsok to the east and 1 near objective. We see that Marsok person has rotated around. Arsenic has rotated. We're seeing shots out from Norseman giving away his position. I'm not hearing a lot of comms from Mob Squad, sorry, so I don't know if they know where everybody is or how many are dead. But we see 3 Marsok. Globochem feeling a little bit of pressure now. Only 2 of them remain, and they're in fairly traditional defensive positions for this this attack. So it'll be interesting to see if Marsok are able to do their job. Norseman covering off this alleyway, just blind firing this alleyway. No doubt worried about that smoke, just blind firing, letting people know as we go into Arsenic's point of view. Let's see what he's able to do. Tablet out. He wants to cap. Looks like he's putting that tablet back away, grabbing the gun out. He's heard something. And he's now blind firing as well. He's able to take out 1 player. Very nice work. Grenade out. He uses the car as defense. Now 1 remaining Volk player to go. Let's just go. He says last one right on the objective, so they know it's just Auto left. What is Auto going to do? Is he going to just stay on this objective and concede the point? And that looks like that's what's going to happen. He's taken out by a headshot. He's eliminated. And we see Marsok picks up their 3rd map for the game. 4-2. And that's all she wrote. That's the end of the game. Completely done and dusted. 4-2 for Mob Squad. Incredible stuff. Not the score we expected to see. Let's just update that score there. As we recap each map, downfall 0-4. Oh, sorry. I believe that was Quarantine, wasn't it? Got that map wrong.
Quarantine 2.
I'll update that for you now. Quarantine 0-4. Suburbia 2-4, and Bazaar again 2-4. Very surprising stuff. Was that the result you're expecting to see, Sickness?
It absolutely was not the result I was expecting to see. Mob Squad grabbing the full 15 points there, meaning scoring 4 points and 3-0 on the maps that they played. So that was not at all what I expected to see, especially because the last time that those 2 teams played, the score was 16-0 for Globochem. So that is very shocking, to say the least, to see a team in that short a time turn around their ability to knock down a top-level team like Globochem. But Mob Squad has performed well all season, aside from that 1 landslide loss to Globochem. So they have proven over the last few weeks that they're capable of knocking down any of the top-level teams that underestimate them. Globochem, unfortunately, without Jizzy Pants and having to play with Logman, no slight to Logman, but he is not Jizzy Pants. So that really showed today. It really showed because Globochem did not play with the level of confidence that they play with Jizzy Pants on the team. I spoke about that earlier, and I'll continue to do so now because Jizzy is one of the top 3, arguably the best player in the game. Plays with no stock. Landon Jordan is on my team. He's a top level player. He's up there as far as alpha killers go, and he is also plays without a stock. So, it's one of those type situations where your top level player is no longer in the game, and can you hold it together? And today they were not able to do that.
Yeah, it was still a very interesting game to watch, and I can't fault Globochem on any particular play that they might have tried. It was very solid performance from Globochem, but Mob Squad just able to dominate on all 3 maps. It was very impressive stuff from Mob Squad, and very impressive gameplay. And like you said, last time they fought each other, if we head over to the history here, it was Globochem 16-0. And obviously Mob Squad did a little bit of soul searching after that game, and have really worked on their matches. I think it's their only loss. Yeah, so they've had 8 wins, now 9 wins in total. Sorry, yeah, 8 wins in total and 1 loss overall. They obviously did some soul searching against Globochem, and they have not let slip. Very impressive stuff from Mob Squad. I think that's going to end the cast for today. Sickness, thank you very much for joining me with that cast. It was a very interesting match to watch, and it's always good to have your insights as far as how teams approach objectives and maps.
Well, yeah, thanks for having me, man. I always appreciate being brought in to Colorcast. You know, on a Saturday, it allows me to drink a few beers and take it easy while you do all the work. So I appreciate that. I appreciate you having me. There's no way I'd rather spend my Saturday evening than watching 2 elite level teams play. And here tonight, I mean, seeing Mob Squad take down the Titans for their first loss of the season. You know, we'll see how Globochem responds coming in a few weeks. Make sure that everybody is tuning in, because we will make sure to cast all of the most desirable matches.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see what happens to Globochem now. Will they drop down to 2nd or 3rd place with Mob Squad moving up? Certainly you'd expect Mob Squad to take to 2nd place now. It'll be interesting to see that. And we will be keen to cast all of these top tier games because they are very interesting to watch. Sickness, thank you very much for the stream. Anybody watching, if you have any feedback, please reach out to us on Discord. And if you're new to the game and you're thinking about joining, please consider joining a team and entering the league. It is great fun. Thank you, everyone. That's the end of the cast. Have a good day, and we'll see you next time.